morning, everyone. Oh my God, I almost didn't talk again. Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? Yes.
Yes. The
Um,
Tuesday before Christmas.
Tuesday before Christmas. So, good morning. I am the Badass Buddha, Lori Monaco, coming to you from a sunny southern Connecticut. It's cold, but it's very tolerable. It's a nice cold. It's not too bad out today. So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, buenos días, Tiffany Bryan, Milagros Medina,
Yes.
Belleza. Good morning. Here, it's supposed to be 45 to 47 degrees on Christmas here.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
really cold for you guys.
It is. It's like a 20 for you guys. That's how it feels.
Wow.
But it's been nippy in the morning and nippy at night, and then it warms up during the day. But that's Florida, you know. It's ass backwards, yet here I am. So buenos dias, good morning, mi gente, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche.
What's the temperature right there now?
Right now, I'll tell you right now, it's 57.
Now, is that normal for this time of the year, or is that
2 years ago, it was like 37 degrees around Christmas time.
wow? It's
Yeah.
33 here. 33 here is supposed to be sunny all day, and then they're talking rain on Thursday, but it's supposed to be 52, 58 on Friday here.
Wow, that's like spring weather back home.
That's nuts. And then what are you supposed to be on Friday?
And Friday, it's high 70, low 39. And Saturday is high 48, low 32. And on Sunday, high 48, low 30. You believe that shit?
Yeah. So Saturday overnight here is supposed to be in the teens. And then the highest temperatures for Saturday and Sunday are in the 20s. Talk about some screwy shit.
It
But
is.
no snow predicted, it looks like. So, all right. Well, so hopefully everybody is getting ready for the holidays and they're good morning, Editza. And they're not, again, this is December is the celebration of self. So we don't want you to forget about celebrating you as you celebrate the holiday. Celebrate the season. As you buy gifts for other people, take a moment for yourself. Maybe buy yourself a little something special, or maybe just take yourself out for a nice lunch while you're shopping for people, or get a cup of coffee and just sit and be still, and maybe not even get on your phone. Just sit and just observe, or write something down, or if you want to get on your phone, that's fine. But take that time for yourself. Maybe don't rush back home as quickly. Like maybe, you're like, oh, I just finished a day of shopping. Everybody's waiting for me to get home. I have to cook dinner. Like, you know what? I'm going to not rush home right now. I'm going to take my time getting home because I have this moment for myself. So this is this celebration of self. So let us know how you're doing. Let us know how you're doing with your celebration for yourself, what you're doing for yourself. How's your preparation going for your holidays? Let us know what you're going to be doing. That'd be fun too. Are you hosting? Are you going to visit somebody? What are you doing, Gladiator Guru? Are you going to be at your niece's?
I'm going to be at work. I work Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. And it is about self. It is about self. But let me tell you that you got to pick and choose as well on Christmas. People think Christmas is about buying everybody's gifts. No, I think Christmas is more for the kids. Always have. Adults, there's Mother's Day, Father's Day, there's birthdays. So Christmas to me is more kids. And for all of my grandkids and my great nephew, I got them a book that is very meaningful, and then a gift card. Because 3 of my grandkids are teenagers, and then the little one, what does she know? So I ordered her something beautiful. But the thing is
what does she know?
What does she know? She's not gonna know.
Listen, knowing that granddaughter, she knows it all, man. She knows it all.
Let me tell you, So, no, I'm talking about a gift card, but they all got the same book, Love You Forever. And it, the little one has her actual father's book when he was 3 years old, but the other three got new ones. And what do? You give a gift card. I've never gone crazy off of Christmas. That's just my gig. I don't go crazy for nothing. And you do take time. You got to celebrate you. The holiday seasons brings out the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And yeah, true enough. Yep,
So
absolutely.
you have to stay in your lane. And if you are crossing over into the bad and the ugly, then veer left. Go back to the fast lane of the good. Don't let the bad and the ugly creep in, because it'll be something that is simple. But other than that, you know what? I love Christmas up until Christmas Day. I love the lights. I love the decorations. I love that people make an effort to really show the good that they are. I love that they make an effort to smile more and to say Merry Christmas, because I think a lot of them need to hear it more for themselves as they're saying it. So if you're in that space and you're overwhelmed, just say Merry Christmas to people. Say good morning. Just say something nice to somebody and let it ricochet back into you. And that's a way of celebrating in itself. Like I was telling the badass Buddha right before we got on, how yesterday I had a choice to make. So because I've always spoken about my personalities, I went out for a cigarette break and a non-break, and I brought my personality so we could have a team meeting, because it was either walk the parking lot and whisper sweet nothings to myself or punch somebody. So you see the good, bad, and the ugly, and you just got to learn how to choose, because we all have a choice. Back to you, badass.
Um,
Melissa.
I know I ran into Melissa the other day at Walmart. It was so
Oh,
nice
you
to see
did?
her. Yeah, it was so nice to see her. Doing our last minute shopping. Um,
Did she recognize you, or you recognized her?
we recognized each other. Yeah, we were
Oh,
good.
good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Um, I don't know. I love that you said that. Say Merry Christmas, say good morning. I'm the same way. I love it up to Christmas. By Christmas Day, I'm done. Like, to me, it's just the end of, like, just it's one day, and then the next day I like taking my stuff down. I'm done with that part of it. What you made me think, because you're working that day. So for those of you that are out and about Christmas Day, whether you're traveling and you have to stop for gas, and maybe you go to the gas pump and you pump your own gas, which I generally do myself. But if you see an attendant there, you know, wave to them, or run in real quick and tell them Merry Christmas and thank you for being here today. And if you have to run to the food store or the quickie mart or whatever, just say thank you for being here today, because you wouldn't be able to run in and have that convenience if they weren't there. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. And especially for individuals like Gladiator Guru, who are working in the healthcare field, taking care of people, because um, those individuals have to be taken care of 24/7, so nobody gets a break. Nobody gets a day off. So it's beautiful that she's working. So people such as herself definitely need to be, thanked and said, Merry Christmas too. And so thank you for being there, Gladiator Guru. That's really beautiful that you're working both days.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I don't have no complaints. I don't. And good morning, Arlene and darling Kelly. And today we have a great, handsome person who I see popping up. Who's going to be our what? Badass?
Oh God, I forgot the name. Small business brag. I totally forgot the name of the thing. Yep, small business brag. So you want to bring him on, and then afterwards we'll do the intention, set the intention, and
Yes,
launch.
yes, because I don't know if he has any customers or anything, but
Okay,
yeah.
great. All right. So let's bring on our local small business owner who's been a guest a few times, who we love having and we've missed having on as a guest, and need to have him back on and let him brag about his business. There we go. Hey,
What's
Jonathan.
up?
All right.
Hola, papi.
Good morning. Tell the crew about your business and what you have to offer and where they can find you, and gift certificates and whatever.
Well, I do homeowners insurance. No, I'm kidding.
No, with you, right? Did you think for a second, Gladiator Guru, that just might be just another thing he added to his
Well,
thing?
you know what? I believe them.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's hard with what I do. You meet so many people and you see so many different things, and it's always like, as a business owner, you're always like, what's the next big thing, or what else can I do? You know, I'm a barber. I work from home now, but now it's like, okay, well, I'm getting to the point now, like, I don't want to say I'm old, but I'm not young anymore. I've been doing this, 19, 20 years with my license. So now it's like, what can I do next to make this bigger or better? You know, I'm never just going to just be happy. So you see all these people, everyone's going into realting now and selling houses, or I see a lot of car salesmen now because car prices are crazy. So people are making money on the side doing that. And it's not that I want to do it, but it's like, I know so many people. Why wouldn't I do it? Because I know I would have a clientele just because of who I am and what I do.
Oh, I like that. Just because
Yeah.
of who I am.
So you see all that stuff, but I'm actually considering. I'm actually looking around now. I want to open up a hair school. So that's going to be my big thing, you know, for the new year. I'm looking now for places local to stay in. I already have some people lined up for work as teachers. I want to get into everything, male wise and female wise too. I want to do everything head to toe, just like I did when I went to Brio and Fairfield. And, you know, because I'm not getting any younger. I can't cut hair until I'm 60, 70 years old. I see some of these guys out here doing it, and I'm like, how? Why? You know, and especially, you know, the new young crew that's coming up, they're good. You know, once they get that business mindset and get their asses to work every day, but the talent is there. You know, my shoulder, I get some physical therapy stuff for my shoulder. I haven't played baseball in a couple years, so it's like, you know, I'm not 25 anymore.
Well, that's very smart, because we have to have something. I always say you got to have a backup to the backup.
Of course.
You know, both Lori and I, we have businesses. So, my thing, as we have always spoken about, Pookie, is that I'm all over the place. And in the last year and a half, the badass Buddha can attest, I have been focusing on one thing at a time. And it has been brilliant. But it's added bonus. So that's a good message to put out there to people. Because with, you know, life happens, and then it pushes you back or sits your ass down. And then you're like, oh, it's not doing good. But then you propel it. So thank you for that. Because the badass Buddha and I, we have so much we're doing right now. And we got to be reminded that it's doable. Everything's doable.
Of course it is. And a lot of problems you have, and just outside of work also, is people tend to settle a lot more nowadays than before, because everything is, you know, how can this accommodate me, or I'm okay with this because I'm happy with this today. And that's, you can't live like that.
No.
Because anything can happen. It can take, for whatever reason, they can shut down again, and then now everyone's scared to come get a haircut again. And then what? That was scary. During COVID, I'm like, what else am I gonna fucking do? I can't. I've been cutting hair for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm sure I can do, but I don't want to go to a new job and now I have to deal with the boss. I'm the boss. I don't want to deal with no one else. I'd be fired in 2 days with my mouth. You know,
what kind of do you have like certificates for people to buy, like, so that they could like send people to your place? And
yes.
So tell us a little bit about what your place is, what you offer, what you do.
All right. So I'm a typical barber, but I mean, it's one-on-one. This is my little studio setup. I have my station with all my goodies over here. price menu, my cabinets. I have products that I sell. Let me see if I can flip this camera around. Can I flip it on here? I have no idea.
Yes, your t-shirts. Please show your t-shirts.
All right, so here, we'll just do it like this. So we have t-shirts. I actually have hoodies on the way because it's cold over here. I have products that I do. All tea tree. These are all Paul Mitchell. I have the American Crew styling stuff for the hair. For the guys, love those. But yeah, everything that I use all these products when I do people's hair. So I sell everything that I use. I sell it way cheaper than you would in the stores because I know how it is. These bottles, like, let's see, this is a hair and body moisturizer. So you can use this as like a conditioning treatment for your hair. So I use it on everyone that I use scissors on. I put that in. Like places use, like, for black people, they have like the short little wave, and then you spray the olive oil in their hair and you brush their hair down. This is another similar type of thing because it's still tea tree.
Nice.
But it's all natural, it's organic. That's all I use. It will get rid of bumps, rashes, all that stuff. So that's all that I use. And then I sell it. This is like a $30 bottle if you go to, Paul Mitchell online, if you go to Cosmo. Even the grocery stores, they sell a bottle half the size for like $25. And I'm selling it in here for $15.
Sweet.
So I'm not trying to get rich off of it, but it helps me because I make a few bucks. I can keep mine that I use for free, but when people come in, their hair is nice and soft, so it helps me out too, and it helps them out.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you take care of men and women?
I do both. Yep.
Okay. And you also do facial hair as well for guys to come in? Cool.
Yep. Guys, do whatever you want. I'll even pull out ingrown hairs if you have them. Like, it's not a problem. Those are other little treatments that I use. I have a friend of mine, Dre. He makes homemade, all natural oils for your beards. I have the pomades, the little balms that you can put in, and it's good moisturizing for your skin. So when everyone's always like, "Oh, I don't want to grow my beard out because, it gets like that itchy feeling." Well, there is no excuse because we have all that stuff.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's something new. So we're working together with that. I'm going to help him out with that. We're going to start printing labels out and getting little bottles made so I can start selling them for him.
Very good.
But
so
yeah, everything I have. What's that?
A small business.
What's that?
I say you are a small business helping a small business.
Oh yeah.
So that's.
But I do that a lot too. Here, want to take it a step further? I just put this board up. It's kind of empty, but I have all my clients that have their own businesses or whatever they do.
Very nice.
Put their business cards up there. I'm a forgetter, I'm a guy. I can be on the phone looking for my phone. I don't know where it is and telling you I can't find it. So people come in here all the time. Where can I get this? Do you know anybody for that? I am the barber. I'm Mr. 411. So
that's true.
I have a problem with remembering who wanted what from who. And then someone will come in and I'm like, oh shit, someone told me they needed a mechanic. And I meant to text you, but I got caught up at work and I forgot. But then I'm like, he's like, all right, just give them my number. I'm like, all right, cool. But I don't remember who it was.
That's smart. Well,
so now I put this board up here. You got a card, throw it up. Everyone has a phone. You can take a picture.
That's excellent. So if you had, time's running out, if you had like something a tagline to give to the audience, what would you say? How would they find you? I know the t-shirts I love. I told Lori, it's feel how you look and how you used all I love that concept on it.
I do too.
I love the alphabet being thrown at me. So
yep.
And I love that you love helping people. That's what we needed to hear this morning. We need to know that we need to share that. But so do you have like something where people?
So yeah, so I don't know if they can see my name, but I put it there at Feel How You Look. So any social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, it's all on there. And when you go on these social media platforms, I have everything posted with my phone number, my business cards. Um,
Great.
I don't have the address because it's a private place. Everything here is one on one. It's not a barbershop where there's 30 people and you come in for your time. You make appointments. I'm very open. I'm very easy, and there's really no excuse, And then I'm not a bullshitting guy. If I can do it, I can. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't. It's that easy.
Okay. Well, that's great. And here it is, Jonathan Cruz. I feel how you look, mi gente. Reach out. And yeah, good luck with the school. Keep us posted when you're starting
Yes, I
anything
will.
new so we can
Thank
have
you.
you on.
You guys have a good holiday too. Miss you guys.
Love
You
you,
too,
you
Jonathan.
handsome devil.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Jonathan. We appreciate it. So everybody, if you just go to Instagram, Facebook, and feel how you look to be able to connect with Jonathan to buy products, to get gift cards, the small business. This is the way we help each other, is helping small businesses stay, in making money, keep it local. And he's very talented. So even if you don't know what to get for your significant other, especially like the man in your life, I mean, even the women, but get a gift card,
Yeah.
send them over, see what Jonathan can offer.
The fact that men come in, get to sit down and relax and bullshit, and then they don't have to pay. What?
Yeah.
That's like you guys going to get a pedicure and getting your feet rubbed down for free. It makes it even better. It's the same feeling.
There you go.
There
All
you
right,
go.
Jonathan, thank you so much, and happy holidays to you and your family.
Yes.
Same to you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye, puppy.
Oh, that was nice. So,
That
yep,
was
there
good
it
to
is.
have a handsome face on, huh?
I know.
I mean, our beauty can't be the only one on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. We share. You see how giving the badass Buddha and I are. We share the platform with other beauties. So that was good. And Danessa Pacheco, hopefully that's the candle lady. So she'll be doing her shout out. And Edie, good morning, Lydia Vasquez. Good morning, Wanda Stover. I love to see people on. So yes, Badass Buddha, anything you'd like to share? Let me hear from you.
Well, I guess I could share it now. I don't know how many of you had heard if you've been following, but my dad ended up passing away last Wednesday. So talking about connecting to your vibe. That's what we're talking about. My vibe has been off. But he was home, which was great. And so that's that. So we're going to be having the funeral and the wake and the funeral this week, tomorrow and Thursday. And his birthday would have been Christmas Eve. So we're going to celebrate his birthday anyway and wish him a happy birthday. And that's that, so we're just going to, his memory is going to live on. And, it's been great just like looking at old pictures and catching up, and, you forget so much, you forget so much of how the person was, so it was pretty cool to catch up on all that stuff.
Well, you posted some pictures of your dad. Hey, Roger.
Hi, Roger. Yeah, they weren't even
like
gorgeous.
Really...
Oh, I know.
You look like him. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I look, and I'm very much like him. Like out of everybody, my personality, my demeanor is very much like my father. So,
yes.
But anyway, so yeah, so anyway, but so let's talk about vibe. Let's talk about us. Like our vibe is important. I mean, because like I said, my vibe is off, and I got to jump off for a couple of minutes very shortly. But when your vibe is off, you have to always be very aware of it. Be aware of your vibe no matter what, but especially when your vibe is off, because I've been laying low. I've been staying behind a little bit because I don't want to put that energy that I have on other people, just because it's not representative of me. I'm very clear on my vibe. Like I know the vibe that I always want to be at. You can't always be at that vibe. You know, Gladiator Guru shared the fact that she needed to pull herself out yesterday and have a meeting. I love how you said that. Have a meeting with your personalities because she knew her vibe was changing based on circumstances that were happening at her job. And so that's what happens is that we have to be aware of our vibe, who we are at any given time, and then know what we want to put out there. So for me, I've been stepping back just because that's not the vibe that I want to be known for. Plus, I want to take my time doing what I need to do for myself during this time.
Yes, but you have to be. Can we do the mantra?
Well, we can, but you'll have to do it without me because I have to jump
I'll wait
off.
till you come back. But I want, and the mantra, the ending is it's quite interesting. The badass Buddha always says to be authentic, and I always tell you to keep it real. Now, it's the same thing. It's just how you word it, right? That's how. If you are working on a vibe that you believe is it's an even keel, and that your vibe is producing um, more joy than it is trouble or just a stagnant air. Um, be aware of that too, because many of us can say, "Oh, I know who I am," me included. That's why yesterday I had to remove myself because I felt the ugly coming on, and for before I removed myself, I just like you go off or you approach someone or you respond to someone in a manner that is you don't like because it's really not your character anymore. See, I worked hard to be the Margie I am today, but it doesn't take much to go back into that gladiator mode. And so, but with discernment, you have to choose what's worth your time and what's not, who's worth your energy and who's not. Because trust me, not everybody deserves the best of you. Not everybody deserves for you to allow them to make you more reactive. So you have to pick what you're going to be. It's easy to revert back to the old Margie because I felt like I got tremendous results in being that up in your face, let's clear the air, what's up? Then, they're like, oh, let people be where they're at. I can't do that. It's not my character. I learned that again. It's a repetitive class that I have to be in my 50s, but it's okay. So I'm not just gonna be like, oh, that's them. I'm not gonna let them bother me. No, I'm all about my spirit. I'm all about my energy. So when somebody is doing whatever they're doing, that's not my business. But when you're doing something that's crossing lines into mine, now we're gonna have an issue. So what do you do with that? You celebrate yourself by knowing that I've learned so much about myself. I need to remove myself now because that gladiator sewn into the tapestry of my soul. So, and I don't even call them triggers. I just say, when you go from eating mm, apple pie a la mode, like 2 or 3 nights a week, right? As your reward for whatever. And then now you're eating celery sticks dipped in natural peanut butter. I'll give you a minute to visualize that. So you're still going to crave the apple pie a la mode, but you just know the celery stick at this time in your life is healthier for you. It's going to produce longevity, let's say, for fuck's sake, right? So that's how it is with choosing to remove yourself. That's celebrating life. When you choose what's for the betterment of your life in any given situation, circumstance, that not only is it giving you a celebration of life that yes, I made the right choice, you know what? It's easing awe of it makes you realize how important you are. You're validating yourself to the point where you're saying, I'm more important than the anger that was provoked. How's that? Because although we walk in our truths or we continue to try to be authentic, there's still mm, shit from people, places, and things that are like snag onto your sweater, right? So you can't go forward because you're like being pulled in that direction. And when I with my values and my moral compass, I want to just be this way, but I am who I am. So there's gonna be things where I'm gonna be like, what the hell was just said? And I am gonna go back and I'm gonna say, what's this about? So when you do that, I'm just really just I'm gonna ask because I need to know and I like clarity. And then so you have to celebrate who you are, and you have to realize that not everybody's gonna give you a reason, not everybody's gonna give you a response. And sometimes the best healing, the best safety net, the best relaxation for yourself is to remove your ass. And if you can't just get up and walk out, then remove yourself for 10 minutes. Breathe. Feel yourself. Speak kindness to yourself. Let yourself know this isn't about me. Set your arms out in front of you, right? And then circle. Circle slowly. Circle slowly. That's your space. And don't let anybody enter it when you return. Arms distance. All around you. Just keep your space at your arm's length and celebrate who you are. Celebrate the courage and the bravery that you have not to react to everybody's ill intentions. Let's see what Roger says. Roger says, I hate how it is easier to hold my vibe and energy with non-family members, which is an issue this week as I'm spending more time with family due to the holidays. I think the Badass Buddha and I had a conversation about that, how, I'll give you an example. When you're home and you're cooking, or you're doing something and your kid or your spouse or whoever else you live with comes in, they go to the sink where you're working and they accidentally step on you, or they turn on the water when you have something in it, and and they're like, oh, and you're like, what the hell, why are you in the kitchen when I'm in the kitchen? Didn't you see that was there? Or any other thing. We're so quick to react with our family, Roger. And I've said this because I've done it. Yet we can go out, and that's done me the stepping on us with our house slippers on, and we're pissed. We yell at our children, go sit down, get out of here. We yell at our spouse, I'm gonna serve in a minute. But yeah, we can put on a brand new pair of shoes, a brand new pair of white sneakers, whether they're canvas or leather, right? It's just for visual. And we go out, and some stranger is in our space and they step on our shoe, or they're walking by, not paying attention, and they bump into us, and either our drink spills on us or their drink spills on us. And we're like, oh, they're like, I'm sorry. You're like, oh, and you're angry, but you're like, oh, it's okay. That's when you got to say, why am I this way with family and not strangers? You know what? Family is family. You could either walk away and never come back to them, or you can say, this is my favorite line in these last couple of days. Suck it up, buttercup. It's just for the holidays. Put on your best smile. Breathe. Look at them. Appreciate the you that you are today, and that you can look at them and smile, because that just shows your growth. Because nothing, people, places, and things cannot affect you. The only time you ever feel down, the only time everybody bothers you or whatever, is because you're feeling insecure about something. When I'm not happy with something, when I'm in pain,
sucks to admit that, but true.
When I feel like I didn't accomplish my stuff, I'm going to let myself down. I set either unnecessary or unreachable goals just because I got comfortable with letting myself down. So when people, places, and things affect you, look in the mirror, because it's all about you. Either you're insecure about something, you are feeling angry, you're feeling envy, you're feeling jealous about someone else and what they have and what you don't have, the comparison in life, that it's all about you. It's never about anything else. So when you're in that mood, figure it out. Yesterday, I don't know if it was about me or the company that I was working with. Either way, all I said was, is there something that needs to be said here? Do we need to have a conversation? And nothing was done. So that's what upsets me. If I'm asking you what's up and you're not telling me, so did I need to get upset? No, but I did, and I handled it. So that's how we have to do. Why are there attitudes? And I said, I hate fake people. I hate this. But what was it? Maybe it was because they didn't give me an answer. Whether they would have say, oh, it's nothing, I'm having a bad day, or I didn't like this about you. And that's me, because we all have controlling issues. So if I ask you a question, I expect an answer. And if you're going to lie and be untruthful about it, and then I respond to it, don't get upset if I'm blowing you up. So the thing is, maybe that's what it is, my control issues at that moment. I wanted an answer. I didn't get it. I got pissed off. You see how it all circles back to you. What do you think, Badass?
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's the beauty of the awareness piece, and admitting, like when that's why, to be clear about your own vibration, like your own vibe, um, is to admit, the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly. So like if you could say, I really don't have a great vibe. I think I find it frustrating when individuals believe their vibe is good and will brag about their energy and their vibe, and they throw that word around so much. It's just like how you have challenge with the word authentic. I have a challenge with the word people using energy so much, because they think they overuse it and they don't think they completely under the energy in the room, the energy here. I think a lot of times that when you really have that lack of self-awareness and you really push it outward, you don't pay attention to what you're bringing to the table. So especially when I hear people say, oh, the energy in this room is really bad, and I pay close attention where they never say it's them. I know when my energy is shit. Like, I know when my vibe is low, and I need to steer clear. I came in as you were talking about that piece about snapping at the family members, and I recognize when I do that to myself, to the people that I'm closest to, not even just family, could be the just friends that you're close to. But I recognize that. And when I'm in that space, it's like, I want to not be in, I don't want to be in that space, but I definitely don't want to perpetuate the space. So it's taking a step back and just staying shut and being in that moment, and questioning yourself when you're in that space, that emotion. What is going on here? Where is this really coming from? What do I need to work on? Is this about me? And you're right. Gladiator Guru is right. A lot of times it often is our own stuff. However, though, it's not saying that people can't contribute, like people also have lousy energy or bad vibes,
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of just, if you recognize that they do, then you have to say, okay, well, it's like clashing with mine. So either I need to do something to alter mine, or I need to alter the space between us, because it may not change, especially when the other person is completely not aware of their own vibe, and especially when they think that their vibe is so fabulous, so that they don't change at all. So um
And being the disruptor that I am, I remind them, yeah, you need to take it down a notch, because you know what? If I keep it real, and I think that's what rubs people off who don't know me, and I'm always me, is when I become the disruptor. Like, why are you yelling at them like that? Why are you handling them like that? Or that's, it's inappropriate. But I think when you let people know about themselves, oh, I do this and I do that, really break it down, because you can, and yeah, vibe, energy, everybody calls it other than what it is, spirit. You feel spirit. When somebody's behaving a certain way, look at that demon. You know, sometimes you got to make the best of it. But I think you're right. And we have to just get to know who we are. We have to understand the person we are, the good, bad, and the ugly but celebrate every step you take towards a better you, the better you want to see, right? That will then overflow into the population. And I think anybody can be an asshole. It's easy to be an asshole. It's easy to be a snotty person, to be rude, to walk around
It
angry all
really
the time.
is.
Like, park your ass over there already. I don't
It
need to
really
hear
is.
this. But it's easy. That's easy. Well, when you celebrate something, you celebrate the hard work and all the effort that you put into something. Okay? So if you want to be an asshole, the line's all the way at the back over there, not near me.
And it's a long one.
Yeah, so I think that
I know, I've been in it several times.
when we want to celebrate who we are, you know what? The beauty of being human is that we're going to make mistakes. You know, we can be as righteous as we think we want to be. We can be as, on a spiritual path to enlightenment if you want, but there's nothing more true. And I heard this man talking about Buddha, Mother Teresa, and everything. And what he said was exactly the post. When you're healing and you're seeking spirituality, doesn't mean you become an angel. By no means, none of us can become an angel. You will stay 50% namaste, 50% go fuck yourself. And if you're not walking in that truth, then you're not human, right? Because there are going to be people that are going to irritate, that is going to bring out something with us. That disruptedness that we talk about in the mantra has to occur if you're walking in your truth. You have to stop somebody and ask, what are you doing that's wrong or that's inappropriate or whatever? That's being a disruptor for positive growth. You can't just constantly just see things and say, well, that has nothing to do with me. That's also not walking in your truth. So when you make yourself uncomfortable, you achieve something greater. That is the celebration that you want to make in your life. Correct me if I'm wrong, badass. Good morning, Tata. Good morning, Arlene.
Oh, no. You're definitely spot on with that.
Right?
I was visualizing the line, the asshole line. It's quite long. I get in and out of it every so often, I'll get in, I'll get through because they're oh my God, that would be a really funny cartoon because they're assholes, people are always cutting into the line anyway because they don't want to win.
Yeah,
there's
so
a
then
few
they fight
assholes
amongst themselves.
Back, but that's so funny.
But as humans, who's perfect? None of us can strive to be perfect. When people want to correct my phrase, does it piss me off? It pissed me off because I want to which I do say. I said, no, I'm not wrong. Then don't repeat it. That's my fucking phrase. Nobody has to repeat what I say. And if you're going to repeat it, don't fucking change it. That's how I show my anger. Right there. Don't change it. I say, breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. If you want to feel like you need to correct me, think it, bitch, but don't say it because it's my coined phrase. And that's what I'm saying about, we're so busy trying to correct the next person that we don't look in the mirror long enough to see what do we need rearranging within ourselves. And let me tell you, the hardest thing I have done is healed and learn how to cry. And second to that, being the hardest, is trying to be better than what I was. I was a knock at your door, in your face. I love confrontation, and it doesn't have to be violent. I love confronting an issue with a person that's going to be real, instead of pretending. Oh, I didn't mean this. This happened. Just be real. I had no problem knocking at your door. And it didn't always end up in all about, and it didn't end up as us being enemies or not talking anymore. If anything, a lot of that cleared up the understanding of one another. That's how I've always been. Now, with a little rageful part to it. So I've worked very hard in the last 5 years, and I can say that I have gotten 80% good at it. 80. And sometimes maybe 70, but 80, I'm going to say overall. But the thing is, you celebrate every step you make, every
Cheers.
accomplishment you make. The badass said, I want to do a compilation in 2021. Here it is, 2022. She's already working on her third, with many changes and challenges in between. And I'm using you, and I apologize if you're upset, but you see, she set out to do something in 2021, November, actually, 2021, correct?
Well, it was released in November 2021.
Yes,
Yeah,
2021. The second one was released
August.
September,
Was it September?
September 2022, August, September, right?
Yeah.
And here we are in December. The authors are in, the stories are being written. The book isn't going to be published in 2022 because, for God's sakes, we're in December. But it was a project that began. And sometimes, you know what's better than finishing something? Beginning. And that's when you start celebrating you. You start celebrating you every day until you have the 4th of July fireworks going when it is complete. You celebrate you because life beats you up on its own. Do not participate in that behavior. That's how you celebrate. So she's gone through a lot. She's been through a lot of changes, but she still did not lose sight of her vision. And that story needs to be shared, badass, because there's so many of us that will, something will happen and we push it back. And then we're like, okay, I'm going to pick it up. And I don't care what else you dropped during this time. You're on your third compilation, having women from all over share their stories. And that's a great celebration. And you never hear her talking about it. I don't understand. I can't make her talk about it, but I can brag about her. Because that's what we need to be for one another. We need to be those sparklers for our friends and family that are doing great. That's how you celebrate life. You celebrate others and you celebrate yourself for being a part of the celebration of others. Because then in tune, you realize the importance of who the hell you are. Go ahead, badass. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Thank you for that, by the way. I think honestly, my vibration has been so low over the last 3 weeks, or it's been up and down, that that book has been the only thing that I've been working on, like pushing with. I've had no energy to do anything else. Like especially the last like week and a half, I have not even wanted to talk. Like I just don't even feel like talking. I haven't done any of my clubhouses.
This is true because she doesn't even call me mi gente.
Yeah, I haven't. Because you were talking, you said something that was very, very interesting and absolutely 100% correct. When it's so easy for us to be angry, it's so easy for us to snap at people and situations and things, because we always have an excuse. And I think that's the interesting thing. Think about when somebody says, when you're in a good mood and you're smiling and you get somebody who questions it. Oh, why are you so happy? Why are you so smiling? It's like you need an excuse. Like everybody needs an excuse for everything. And most of the time when people are happy, they'll just be like, I don't know, because like I'm alive, I'm great. I mean, like it's wonderful outside. It's a beautiful day. Just because. And that's not good enough. When somebody's angry, we could find a gazillion excuses to get pissed off about something. Like for me, I've been nothing but angry for the last like week and a half. And there's nothing that I can specifically put. Well, there's certain things that I can say that is coming up for me. That's what the funny thing about dying and death that happens, but I have the greatest excuse. Like that's the irony behind it is that I have the greatest excuse to use because of what happened with my dad. But see, this is the importance of being aware and also being clear on your vibe. I can't use that excuse I could only use it for a certain period of time. Like it's like that get out of jail free card. You know, you can only use it for that one turn. You can't use it for every turn that you get in a jail. So I could only use it for that period of time. So then this is what's been coming up is I have to say to myself, when that anger is only going to be here it can only be here because of the situation for a certain period of time. If it remains, then where's that coming from? What is happening? And so this is all this inner reflection that's been going on for me, because I don't want that to be my vibe. I do so much better with a happy vibe. I do so much better with a peaceful vibe. And peace is what I have been striving for anyway. That's what I was looking for most of 2021 and couldn't find. And then 2022, I have to admit, I've had quite a lot of peace within me, and it's been wonderful. It's only at the end of the year that things got stressful, but even with the stress, I still had some elements of peace. And so now for my new year coming in, it's really important for me to bring that back, not only full fold, but up a notch. Like what did that mean to me? Like what is, so as I create my life plan for 2023, the highest things on my mark there are peace, you know, enlightenment, without sounding airy fairy and who, you know, she thinks she's better being enlightened. That's not what I mean. Everybody's path to enlightenment is different. So for me, it's what is my
It's
path?
not comfortable. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's more like, what is my path? What does enlightenment mean to me? What is that piece? Because right under, when you look at the cone of it's the energetic cone that they talk about. They have this cone where they have the different vibrational energies. Right at the top is enlightenment. It's the absolute top. Beneath that, I believe is joy. Not happiness. Happiness is actually down a couple of notches. Joy and happiness are not the same. And peace. And I want to be vibrating at that higher level. And what would it take for me to vibrate on a regular basis? You know, so sometimes it is pulling us out of our environment, getting a complete changeover, makeover in your life. But the only way you know is to sit down with yourself and give yourself that space. So don't blur out December. Don't blur it out and make it like just pass you by. Like be in the midst of it, even if it's muddy, crappy water that you're trudging through. There's a shower on the other end. You can clean yourself off. It's not like you can't.
I
But
like that.
maybe the reason you're in it is because that's what you have to go through. It's on your path, you know. Like when you were walking the Camino, were there areas that were really easy to walk, that were just joyful to walk? And were there other areas that were sloppy or challenging?
Yes, you had um, the hills, everything going upward. Mostly, I call it the forest, but it was mostly, it's through rural Spain. And then you had just the flat lands where there was no trees. It's called the meseta. So there's no trees. It's just like bales of hay. The sun's hitting on you. It's one of the they say that's where your spirit comes into play there. And then you have climbing mountains. And then you have muddy just when it rains and you're coming down a mountain and it's just mud all over your shoes and you're trying not to fall in it. And then you have real rocky areas where your ankle, you got to be careful you don't twist your ankle because you're walking on all these rocks. And you say you hate it, and then you have a plateau of just walking, right? Just walking, chilling. And then you come to the next, and then you say you hate that, you hate that. And then at the end of the day, you feel so accomplished that you walk through it all.
Yeah.
So you see, there's nothing in life that is so difficult that you cannot overcome, that you could not adjust to, but pass through.
Oh yeah. We're
See,
resilient.
because life can be overwhelming, but it's not overbearing. It'll overwhelm you. There's certain things that'll overwhelm you, but the bravery that we each carry within us always sees us out to the other side if we just appreciate the other side. See, many of us will reach the other side and look back and only talk about the rocky roads,
Yeah.
the rocky paths, the muddy paths, not the accomplishment of climbing a mountain, thinking you're gonna die as you're climbing, reaching
then,
the top, bending over, holding onto your knees, breathing,
yeah.
and then looking around and being like, I'm in the clouds. I just climbed a mountain and I am in the clouds and looking at the vast, beautiful view and not appreciating the gift of sight that you can see all of that. The
Everything.
gift of your legs carrying you up that mountain that took you maybe 3 hours to climb, and you just like asking, why didn't I go to Greece and just lay on a beach or be on a boat? We tend to forget that once we get there, instead of looking where we are looking into our past of, oh, but I had to walk through mud and I had to, and that, my dear, badass
Or
Buddha,
the future.
we're guilty of.
Or the future. Like, look where I was, and oh, that was awful.
But I can't wait to get down.
Or what do I have to do tomorrow? I don't even, rather
Yeah.
than getting to that end and going, wow, I'm proud of myself. Like,
Yeah.
that was some like heavy shit, but I got through it and it's done. It's done. Did you ever during that that walk, were you ever walking where you're like, oh, okay, it's just around the bend? Like, when I get around the bend, it's going to be there, and you got around the bend and you're like, shit, it's not around the bend. It's like so much further away. Did you ever have any of those
Oh my
moments?
God, yes. When I climbed, I don't remember the name. I know it was the first week, and I was staying at this albergue called La Mochila, and it was like in West Bumblefuck in the middle of nowhere, right? So I climbed this mountain, and it was like 18 degree going up, right? 18 or 12. Anyway, so I get to the top, and this is guy with his dog, like packing up, but he had water and soda, and I was like, so then I saw this cross where people were leaving stuff, so I left the ALS bracelet, and then I walk a little bit, and I'm like, oh my God, the city. Girl, I looked 6 more miles down the mountain and across that prairie before there was anything. Yeah. And I wanted to cry. Maybe
Yeah.
I shed a tear or two. I don't know, but it was the end of the day and I was tired. And then when I got into the city, I had to walk half a mile from there to where the albergue was with swollen feet. But when I got there, I was like, thank God there was no taxis around, because I probably would have jumped in one, but I walked it. So yeah, and then I really wish, Badass Buddha, you would take at least a week to walk the Camino with me, because you would never come back looking at life the way that you have been. You know, I tend to reach back sometimes, but I don't really know if I take the leap forward. All I know is, like, right now I have this huge thing I'm doing, and people are like, well, what are you going to do afterwards? And I'm like, I don't have a plan B. I'm not going to have a plan B until plan A takes effect. Do I not say that, badass? I don't have plan B. People are like, are you crazy in this and this and this? No, I'm not crazy. I have one life to live, one. And I want to live it well. And if that means getting rid of everything I own and traveling and meeting people from all over the world and backpacking, I can do that. Why? Because the scars that I wear today from the battles that I have been through have taught me that I am unapologetically courageous, that I'm brave as fuck, and that, you know what? My life is to be lived, not settled into a box of responsibilities. The only responsibility I have is to be kind, to share gratitude, and to be happy with who I am. And that's my plan B. And when plan A takes effect, then I'm sure plan B will unroll. But I'm not anxious about it. I'm like, oh my God, this no, because the first thing hasn't happened yet. And that's where we jump to conclusions. We think about something, oh, I want to do this, I want to write this book, and I would like this. And then we're at the end of it. Oh my God, but it's not gonna sell. You know what? Get on that. What is that called, badass? That round thing that you sit in a lazy river, the tire. The
Yeah.
tire. That's what
Yeah.
it is?
The tube.
The
The
tube.
tube.
Sometimes we just need to sit in the tube
And
and
let it
be present in ourselves
Yeah.
and just ride that wave. Because the favorite word that we have on this show is maktub. Everything in your life has been written. It is written. Yahweh already said it before you were born. So why do we want to change the narratives of our lives and then complain? Why do we want to make ourselves an extra in the movie when we're the fucking lead in our lives?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh my
Okay?
God. Please say that again. Say that again.
Do not play the extra. Be the lead in your own life. Because guess what? You put yourself in the back seat, baby. Don't complain about people, places, and things. That is how you celebrate your life. Celebrate your life where you are right now because there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You might have thought there was. You might want to think you want to sit in your bullshit a little longer. It doesn't affect me, but it will affect your growth. Even if it is taking a shower, even if it is brushing your hair, celebrate who you are, feel what you feel, share it with whomever you want, at least just to hear it come out. And in my family, you only get 24 hours of a pity party. After that, you better get up, shower, get dressed, show up, and do the best you can with the energy that you have, because your energy is not going to come back full throttle. And it's life again. Life is hard, and life is short, but it is the longest journey you would travel. So why not set the roadmap of your life?
Hmm.
And if you have children, set it up until they're going to be of age where they're going to want to spread their wings. But you know what? Just and set it, because you are to be celebrated. You're worthy to be celebrated. Are you not, badass?
I am. You are. We
All
all are.
day.
Everybody is.
We are, and we don't give ourselves that. And then we complain when somebody else doesn't give us a hug, or when somebody doesn't acknowledge our new outfit. Get over yourself. Are you acknowledging your outfit? Are you putting that outfit on because you know it looks good and it makes you feel good? Or are you putting it on because you want attention? You
Yeah.
gotta weigh what the hell you're doing to yourself. Half the time, people are so used to being rejected. People are so used to being wounded that they actually do the things and go out there to receive that. Wear an outfit that makes you happy. And if you go out, Iris does it all the time. And Iris goes on, they're like, well, what the hell? You dressed for Halloween. What are you supposed to do? Why are you wearing that? She's like, because I want to. And that's how I've always been. And you know what? It's that simple. Wear who you are with pride, wear it with joy, and go out into the world and say, fuck it. I'm here in all your glory.
Say fuck it.
One day at
Exactly.
a time.
Look
It's
at
my
that.
favorite phrase of yours. What is, Mama?
The breathe in the beauty, breathe
Oh,
out the bullshit. I believe that's what she meant.
so, and you know what? So celebrate. I celebrate the badass Buddha. Why? Because she told me, I want to write a book, but before I write a book, I would like to write a book that has many stories from different women. Now, anybody has to admit that that's a bold move. A first-time author wants to share the stage with as many women who wanted to come on board. Not once, not twice, 3 times thus far. So we have to honor you, Lori Monaco,
Thank you.
because that is bravery. That is including the spirits around that have suffered trauma and tragedy. She didn't know what the stories were going to be about, but guess what she did? She did not reject. She did not criticize. She proudly shared the stories from different women, from different backgrounds, from different scenarios. And she never said, oh, I don't want that in my book. She invited people to share their stories painfully raw, and then to teach women how, if you've had something similar happen to you, These are the tools that I will share with you to help lift you. That's what this is about. So you are to be celebrated. You are to be honored because you opened the path for many women. And I'm telling you that as an author. You know, there's many authors that don't like to share. I love to share. I love to share.
I love that they shared. I love that the women felt so comfortable to do so because it's important, you know. Everybody goes through shit. So if your vibe is not where you want it to be, I mean, that's the big picture in the end here is you have to look at the vibe. And if that vibe is not where you want it to be, you always ask yourself that question, who am I now and who do I want to be? And you know, we're coming into a new year. If you have yet to be the person that you want to be, then you have got to work on yourself. And you don't have to put the time frame in. I have to implement it by January 1st. As long as you start the process, but you do have to have a time frame because otherwise the year, you know how fast the damn year goes. You've got to at least say to yourself, okay, this I got to identify it. Let me identify myself before, or at least within the first half of January, and then implement what changes I need to make. But you have to check in on your vibe. I mean, if everybody checked in on their vibe, what a beautiful place we would be living, truly.
Check yourself. Put yourself in timeout. Have yourself write an apology letter to yourself for putting you through something you had no business putting yourself through.
Nice idea.
Everything you give out to people, honor yourself with. And you're right. Don't wait till January 1st. Start writing out. I'm doing the same thing I did last year. I'm separating my life quarterly because I accomplished everything I set out with all the stuff that happened. So maybe we'll have a show on that. Milagros said, what? I dress the same way. What I want. Yes, you do.
Yeah, Milagros
I love Milagros and inside
Milagros is
joke.
always badass. Yep.
But yes, you do. I love that Milagros says, I don't want to wear makeup because I don't need makeup. That is honoring your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. That's saying in this society where palettes are being sold more than underwear, I choose to not own a piece of makeup. And you know what? For those that wear all the makeup and for those that wear none, you know, you gotta honor them because they're just as vibrant and important to one another. And I think that is the beauty of it. Be who you are at all times.
Yes.
Because if you're like, what do you mean I'm not like that? I dressed like that last week. Be who you are at all times. Don't be who you are to suit this person and suit that one because then you're fake and you're a hypocrite towards yourself. Be real, celebrate yourself, love who you are, and honor who you are becoming. Because you know what? It's all a process. It's a journey. It's like walking barefoot on hot coals. It's not always going to be fun and games. Put in the work and show up for who you are.
I've actually done that. I walked over hot coals when I was 19.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you everybody for coming on today. What is our topic for Thursday? Thursday is keep it simple. You can't receive it if your arms are full. Gladiator Guru came up with that one.
Let it go. Let it go. I'm going to sing Frozen come Thursday morning.
That sounds perfect. Wonderful. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on today. And we'll do the set the intention and do the mantra first thing on Thursday. So from the Badass Buddha, have an absolutely fabulous Tuesday. And remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
Yes, and besitos to everybody. And from the Gladiator Guru, remember, mi gente, to breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.